non-profit player in the tech space. So what they do, they help us. They're actually the player that helps us to validate the non-profit, to confirm that a non-profit is a valid non-profit in the country of operation. And they do for this for us globally, including even in Nigeria. So they validate, and then they can offer, they deploy out the Windows 11 Professional to you. Of course, Reliance would be able to guide you through that whole process to make sure you take advantage of those. Some of the other platforms and how we grant them or give offers, we have Power BI for visualization and reporting purposes. We have Power Apps, which helps you build low-code applications without the need of being a programmer. Maybe if you have, processes that are manual, document-driven, how can you make them digital? Small things like travel management, expense management. How can you use low-code applications to digitize those? Things like Azure. Azure is our hosting cloud environment. We give a grant of $2,000 annually. And also there's an onboarding process to assist you to take advantage of that. And we do have certain solutions, templates built in the Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit to really address the imperatives like fundraising, volunteer management. So these are the offers we give to nonprofits. And for you to take advantage of the offers, you must go through, registration. You'll be able to see, and Reliance will take you through this process. There's a link there that is highlighted there, registration form. If you click on it, this is a snapshot of the page. You'll just go and check, if you do a pre-check, if your organization is eligible to get our grants and offers, apply for it. And then wait about 10 working days when TechSoup is doing the validation in the background, and they get back to you with an email of whether you've been approved or rejected. And if you've been approved, you're able to go ahead and sign in and access the technology grants and offers that are in place. In case you're a nonprofit that has been using Microsoft technology and didn't know about the offers we give nonprofits, you might be purchasing it on a commercial rate. So what we do is we can convert your Microsoft tenant into a nonprofit tenant. So instead of going to number 3, you'll do number 2 first, and sign and convert your existing domain into a nonprofit domain, so that you can be billed differently, with a discounted fee of being billed like a corporate. Let me not go into the details of that. I really wanted to touch about AI, because I know it's a big deal now in the world we are living in. Artificial intelligence, how it works, how it can be valuable to you as nonprofits. But of course, the thing about artificial intelligence, it works very well if there's an existing data source that can be mined, that insights can be mined from. So if you don't have digital platforms that have, if you don't have an M365, emails, documents, Word documents, PowerPoints, it has no background to mine data and give insights on. So it's better you have first the digital platforms before you can take advantage of artificial intelligence. It only makes sense. So when you position those other products before, it's because they provide a data source to give intelligence on, to give artificial intelligence on top of it. So I just wanted to share that background with you. But where we see how AI can be useful, if you have a fundraising, you can create AI donor communications, personalize them based on other communications you've done with donors before. If you've written to your email, you've written proposals to your donors, if you've written reports to your donors, it mines that data for you and can personalize your engagement based on that background. But you see, if you don't have any existing data on fundraising in the background, it has no insights to base how to write a proposal in future. So AI can take advantage of the emails, the Word documents, the Power presentations that you sent to certain donors, and base that as a basis to personalize communications. Of course, you can even segment your donors in certain ways. You can segment your donors. It could be based on different aspects. Maybe they're donors who they give a certain amount to you, have given a certain amount to you. Of course, the kind of proposal or the way you write your email is different from an individual giver, or a person who's giving you. It must have a certain different tone of voice. So how can you segment your donors based on that and personalize your communication based on that? So also AI can be used in marketing and communication to your donors, and not just your donors, but also to your volunteers. If you're working with volunteers and you want to automate communications with them, maybe you want to do a regular email or a regular message to your employees, to your volunteers. How can you create artificial intelligence to do that, and define for you that. For program design and delivery, conversational AI can be able to give you insights about how your program delivery is going. If you have data already around programs that you're running, if you have a digital data set of programs that you're already running. So even for example, like you've run a program maybe for 3 years, you have data around how many people it's impacted, how much funds it has raised. You can, raise a conversation with it using things like ChatGPT and ask, how can I better improve my donor giving in this particular program? Maybe it's able to highlight to you your donors in a certain particular program only come in at certain times of the year. Maybe you are not able to pick that out in your reporting. So it tells you maybe run campaigns in May, because most of your donors usually give for that objective in June to maybe August. Sometimes it's may be difficult to get those insights directly by you looking at the data, but by using artificial intelligence, it's able to mine that data for you and give you insights. So things like finance and operations, if you have a financial system in the background, of course, you have stored a lot of data around the fundraising, the expenses that you're incurring, and the operations, the financial implications of your operations. So internal reporting and analysis can be done using artificial intelligence to be able to give you insights about your finance operations. So and pick out any issues outstanding based on the financial operations, and you can query new information about your financial operations using AI and get new insights going forward. So that's the value, or that's how we see the value of AI for nonprofits. But as I've mentioned before, if you don't have back-end systems that are already doing this for you, you can't. The value of using artificial intelligence does not arise, because these backend systems provide the data sources to mine using artificial intelligence. Some people, we talk about artificial intelligence, like when you're using ChatGPT, it's making use of natural language queries built on data from the internet and from different data sources. But from a business perspective, it can only give you insights based on the data that you already have as a business. So if you don't have digital systems, the wave of artificial intelligence could pass you as a nonprofit, because you're not mining the data that you already have. So it's worth really considering investing in digital systems before you can take advantage of artificial intelligence. I know this looks like a wide array, but of nonprofit solutions, and of course there are others outside what Microsoft is offering. But I think in terms of donor management, you can have a CRM system that keeps your donor information and helps you engage with your donors. Things like their contacts, if you have a fundraiser in your team, of course, they're the owners probably of that data set. And sometimes, if it's kept in an Excel sheet, if they leave, they go with it, or if you don't update it well or keep a record of it, it's a problem handing over when a fundraiser leaves. So it's important to keep a CRM, to have a CRM system that helps you attract, retain, and grow your donors. Things like marketing, how you reach out to new kinds of donors. That's what a marketing tool can be useful for. Program delivery. How can you collect data around the programs as you deliver them, and report, and also give data visualization on it, especially to your donors. So program delivery also has its set of products that you can take advantage of. Power BI being a very important one to be able to do reporting and to be able to do data visualization to communicate insight. How do you make sure that those systems are secure, and especially with data PII, personal information that you have for your donors, your beneficiaries, or your program participants? How can you make sure that they're secure to prevent any hacking incidences? And sometimes, hacking incidences can prevent donors from giving in the future. So it's a very sensitive area. So how can you make sure that even as you use these systems that they are secure, and and there's no leakage or hacking that happens to them? How can you use digital systems to fundraise? Things like, I think there are a lot of donors right now, like on LinkedIn, and probably they publish. And the thing about donors is that most of the times, especially now with corporate donors coming into the space, globally, they're looking for who can have the greatest impact. They're not concerned most of the times with geography. Their main concern is, okay, well, how can I get the biggest impact out of it? If someone in South America says they can, they can increase education impact to young people, and they show that, or they communicate that to them, over someone here in Africa, they will go ahead and give, or even in the US, they identify a segment of young people who are not getting educated, and they give back how they are able to impact using education. A donor can give there and not focus and choose not to. If we have a nonprofit in a different part of the world who has not communicated that impact, the donor will go ahead, if that's what they committed their funds to do, they'll go ahead and give in that area. So it's important that I think, especially in Africa, that we learn to use these digital systems and opportunities to create the value of impact that we could have over especially other regions. And LinkedIn is a very big source. I think, at least now, I think there are more donors who are focused on the continent, but I think it's important to continually digitally mine those people who are looking for opportunities for greater impact. We've seen big organizations such as the MasterCard Foundation, focused very singly on Africa, and but I think there's more opportunity for us to digitally use systems to communicate the impact that you have as nonprofits. We've talked about finance and operations. Having a finance and operations digital system is very important because it communicates accountability. Anytime you're asked for a report around the fundraising, the impact of funds, if you don't have a digital system or a system which is enabling you to do that, sometimes coming up with that report immediately can be a bit difficult. But if you have a digital system, an ERP system in the background, or a financial system like Sage or the likes, it becomes very easy for you to communicate because it's already sitting on a digital platform. So these are some of the systems that we are seeing relevant for the nonprofits. And this is how, even as Microsoft, we are trying to build our systems to address the nonprofit sector better. So in terms of, I won't go too much into the details of AI. I think the Reliance team will do that better. But just to mention also the cloud, the use of digital systems, and how trust is an important part of the digital systems that we are using, is that for one, your data, the data that you generate on digital systems is your data, even though it sits on the cloud. No one will, even a cloud vendor like Microsoft, no one will come in and own that data or take that data. It's securely yours. And even if you choose to leave the system, you can choose to take out your data and no footprint of it will remain on the cloud. So I think there's been some concern around using the cloud over having your own instance of the data on your data center. But just to confirm that we are a responsible cloud provider, you can trust that your data is your data. The data that you pump in does not improve, the foundation AI models that we use. Like the way when you query, when you use ChatGPT on Microsoft Edge, you won't see your data. Your data does not contribute to the public foundation AI models that we have. Your data can only give insight to your tenant or to your instances. So it's not being used in any way to train other AI models. Also, of course, it's protected by compliance and security. Of course, there are tools to be used within the environment to make sure that like using multi-factor authentication. It's just a simple tool, but some people don't use it on the environments, and we can't, of course, push and enforce it. But such small protection controls and security controls can make sure to ensure that you're compliant and your environment is secure. Maybe up until there, any questions? I've actually spoken for really long. I was hoping for a more interactive session. Any questions until they're sure? Maybe you can start with your name.
Okay. Hello, yes. My name is Itora. I'm from Tech Western Academy here in Lagos. So my question, with all the different tools that are being used, you mentioned integration with CRM. So I wasn't too sure if there's a CRM that can be used here, or there are recommended CRMs that we could use to integrate.
Okay, good question. Thanks for that question. So we do have our Dynamics environment, D365. I don't know if have you heard of it?
No. What do you call it?
Dynamics 365. So we have two versions of it. Our enterprise resource planning, or ERP, which is basically finance and operations. And then we have a customer relationship management tool, which is the CRM version of it. So there are two different parts of it. So the CRM can be customized for donor engagement, the same way a corporate uses it for engaging customers, and for seeing deal progression with the customer. Is the same way nonprofit could use it for fundraiser engagement or donor engagement, from potential opportunity all the way until closure of the opportunity you have for fundraising, or even to engage your volunteers. So it's a CRM tool for nonprofits that can be used for donor and volunteer engagement. So it's called Dynamics 365 CRM. Yeah.
So what if you are doing like community engagement? So not necessarily from donors.
Or your program, like
yes,
your
program.
Okay.
Can that also be used there, or is strictly like volunteers and funders?
Okay, it makes the use case is better. Actually, you can use like our Power Platform. Yeah, Power Platform would make sense in that scenario. Because what the Power Platform does is that it's externally facing. It's an external facing tool. It helps them also respond back. The problem with CRM systems is that it's how you engage with an outsider. The communication, the templates that you build, that's a purpose of a CRM tool. But with program delivery, it's both ways. You're trying to collect the information that comes from them into your system, and also the one that is going out to them. So Power Platform would be a good engagement tool between the two of you. You'd be able to collect, maybe if you have a tool, you want to communicate some processes, or you want to even do training, deliver training on that would be it's how would I describe it? It's an external facing tool that would apply in that scenario.
Sure. I think it's presenting Solid Things and Youth Initiative. I feel I was going through a Google program, and one of the things that struck me was, Google saying that they are preparing for the next 1 billion customer, and they are being intentional about that. So, while I understand a bit of technology, my challenge is sometimes we are not speaking the same language. So I think there's a presupposition for the designers of this program that everybody with non-profit must at least have some kind of tech speak and understand the language. But I'm not sure it is exactly like that for Africa or well Nigeria. I don't know what happens in Kenya. So so I want to state that off the bat at the beginning that there has to be a lot of more work done in terms of orientations and getting people. You said some things right now that are very natural to you, and people are wanting to know what's she saying. What's that? What's that? What's the CRM? Right? So if you don't start from that and really educate people how to engage technology, they will not know the possibilities, and these goals and targets may take a longer time to achieve. So I think Microsoft and its partners will need a lot more work getting down the benches so that come on.
Thanks for that comment. And when you say that, because I'm technical by nature, and I came from even the corporate space, working with financial customers, and we've seen those industries transforming because of technology, and of course, and even technology has become such a big investment for them. It's when you look at their expenses across different operations, you'll find technology is a very big part of it, and they understand the impact. But as rightfully, in the nonprofit space, it's not that. That's not the case yet, and a lot more needs to be done. And that's why we try to work in collaboration, especially with local partners, because they understand the requirements better. Some of those partners also come from a commercial background, and sometimes they may just speak like me. As much as it might be for this market, they'll speak still technology, but they take their time out to understand the needs better of a certain. And that's why we don't even work with all partners. We try and focus on those partners who have, passion in addressing the challenges that are in the nonprofit sector. They want to help in the global challenges, addressing those. And we are really trying on our end, and it's nice to get that kind of feedback to see how we can, make it easier for adoption of technology. In the room, when we invite a nonprofit audience, when you invite a different industry segment, we'd find technology people coming in. But when you invite nonprofits, most of the time, because it's maybe 10 a headcount of 10 people or less, you not find anyone in technology. Maybe there's a CEO, the CEO, the fundraiser, there would be the program manager. Those are the roles that come in, and we need to be more sensitive on how to teach technology, and probably Reliance will talk a bit more around, especially on the skilling, what they're doing in the skilling, and because it's an ongoing motion for them. They have actually developed a platform focused for nonprofits on how to skill them on technology in a much easier way that I would go deep dive on. So they'll do that much better. Yeah. And maybe to highlight, and because it's a business segment that has been there for us, it's just the last 6 years. You can imagine, in all the years that Microsoft has been on operation, it's only the last 6 years that it has thought through around how to better support the nonprofits. So it's very new to us, and we are trying to build that up. And of course, we can't be successful unless we work with the local partners. That's what we identified there. We can't, because the local partners understand what is happening on the ground with the nonprofits in the space. So they'll speak, just when I finish, they'll go into more details around just the scenario here. So I think there's a tremendous opportunity for nonprofits to benefit from AI. in fact, in a much, because also the nonprofit sector has not invested, most of them, nonprofits have not invested in a big way legacy systems. So if you just have a digital footprint, I think, it's easy for you to just, the way they speak about even Africa, we have not invested so much in the legacy, systems at AI. It becomes easy for you to quickly jump on what is new and is working without needing to go through the whole history of how technology has developed. So it's the same way even for nonprofits. I think AI, as long as you're collecting data and you're collecting it digitally, whether it's on a system, whether it's by a power platform, whether you have a mobile app with your field workers on the ground collecting data, I think the most important part is making sure that you have digital data. It's so important. Like, you can't take advantage of artificial intelligence unless you have data sets. And that's why it's even, even in Africa now, how much data we're contributing via social media, because we're very social people. So we have actually injected a big amount of social media data into the internet. And now the bias reduces. Now, because we have a lot more population of Africans giving back data sets into the systems, it's no longer biased. When you ask a query, there's an African opinion of it because we are giving data to the system. And it's the same way for you guys as nonprofits. Make sure data is a very valuable thing. And if you're not collecting it for yourselves, just to give insights, you're wasting a very big opportunity. So I implore you, try and build your data to be in a digital platform, to mine it, to give insights, such that even even government these days collects open data sets, whether it's on agriculture, whether it's on the population, whether it's on climate, so a lot of nonprofit causes can be based on those data sets that are readily available. So I'd encourage you to build data systems, digital systems that are collecting this data. And sometimes this data can be simply, a WhatsApp, even WhatsApp. You're collecting data from your program beneficiaries by WhatsApp. But then you'll find a way to integrate AI on those digital systems on top of it. So that's my takeout for it. And just to highlight use cases for AI, as I've said, collection of data, social media trends, online content, optimize processes, how to automate tasks, especially fundraising proposals. If you have a data set of proposals that you've written over time, and to certain fundraisers, it shouldn't take you a lot of time to write another one, if it can mine off the data that you already have written before, and it can save you a lot of time. You don't need to have an extra fundraiser on your team. That one fundraiser can instead be using M365 Copilot to automate the tasks, and rather than you having to invest into an additional person that probably you can't afford, or you can't take advantage of. What else? I think building relationships and being more individualized in your communication to donors and to volunteers and to program beneficiaries. I don't know if you guys get the same excitement when you receive an email that is directly addressed to you, but you still know it's from a system. It's a different level of excitement than being told, dear member, or dear user, when you just read, sorry, dear?
Dear colleague.
Yes, dear colleague. I'm like, okay, this person is not even thinking about me as they write this. But it comes with your name. You're more likely, you don't even think if it's coming from a system. You feel like, I need to read this. I'll prioritize this email over that other one. So it's very important to individualize your communication. And a system can still use individualized communication and make someone feel special over, you sending out, a blast email. Someone just knows it's a blast, it's not in any way taking into my thoughts or my feelings into consideration. So AI can help you in that, or digital systems can help you in that, and it improves relationships. It can help you segment donors, of course, volunteers, and so that you're able to, when the content of the actual communication is very directly targeted to them over someone else. By segmenting your donors, they can tell this person has taken time to understand who I am and what are my needs, what KPIs I'm looking to achieve, and because of that, it elicits the right response over you generalizing, and the same email that you're sending to an individual donor is the same email you're sending to organizational donor. Someone can read through the red lines and see this is actually a blast. So individualized communications to your donors, your beneficiaries can be done using digital systems. So I think with that, I'll leave this to I just wanted to show you the system, the way it looks like. The Reliance team will do a click-through demo. This is like a CRM platform. This is the way it physically looks. It's a screenshot of it. It's able to show you the different donors you have, how much they have given to you over a certain amount of period, what is their last donation. Then it's able to even show you, are they likely to donate in future, just based on their historical information. But the Reliance team will take you through screenshots around how that looks even better. You're able to do things like filtering and get additional insights on top of them. Into the details of this, the Reliance system will show you how the system looks like. But those are just screenshots of how the systems look like, and can assist you in some of the engagements, the operations you have as a nonprofit. So I think I'll give it back to Sarah, unless there's any question.
So I think maybe some feedback. So in relation to his observation about what he thinks Microsoft would do better for nonprofit. So the nonprofit sector too, there are some that have the bigger capacity, collected big donor money, and there are some other that they are working, but they don't have the capacity, and they have not collected so much donor money. So I'm hoping that Microsoft would that could be a feedback for you to be able to consider those kind of NGO nonprofit in their programming. So because even though like a $5 discount could maybe nothing for someone that is collecting $100,000 per month for donor funding, but it means a lot for someone that is collecting maybe less. So maybe they could consider how they can work with even the smaller non-profits for them to be able to use this technology and go with it. Because for me, we are still a small team. I look at, I was trying to even maybe even some bigger organization. So, and I think it's understand from your comment too. Some bigger organization does not even have an IT person in their team. So that's why sometimes when you call NGOs to this kind of meeting, the IT person is not in the meeting. Sometimes they outsource those kind of things. As you'll be surprised that a big organization doesn't have that. Even the smaller ones, so you can imagine what it is like. You see volunteers and it's a challenge. But what I'm trying to say is that you might have to consider how you could be able to work even with smaller organizations to be able to use those technologies in doing what they do. And I think beyond even the donor interface, and I think I used to work in the private sector using CRM for customer. And I think CRM could also be used for even your community that you work with, especially if you work with data and others. So it could, I don't know if there's a way that interface can include not seeing non-profit client not just as donor, but the community that they work with, and how we could channel those data into the CRM platform. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for adding on to that comment.
I want to ask, you have so much information here to give us. Are you giving us the soft copy of this or a handout?
Yes. When you're done after presentation, we'll give you the Reliance team will share with you the this content. And maybe to address also the question that the comments that you had, we do give like I mentioned, the grants. In fact, the grants, the totally free technology we give are usually up until 10 licenses because they're trying to really support the small nonprofits. Like if you take advantage of the 10 free business premium licenses as a nonprofit, it's such an advantage. I don't know, and then we don't see enough nonprofits taking advantage. It's totally for free. That's a license that costs commercial sector. Maybe how much from the Reliance team? How much would the business premium license cost? $22.50. $22.50. Yeah, $22.50 per month. That's you're getting that for free, you know, times per person. And so it's $22.50, so it becomes $225 per month for 10 users. So and the functionality that you get from it, just email communication, OneDrive access. You know, you get a platform now, you can apply AI because now you're collecting email information, PowerPoint data, and these are legitimate licenses. I know if I allow you, some of you to start projecting maybe a laptop here, we'll start seeing lots of Microsoft. The licensing is a problem. The keys are not there. So it gives you free access, and it's cloud licenses. It's not even the one that you deploy directly on your laptop. It's actual free cloud Microsoft licenses. The latest Microsoft, Office pack that it becomes available to your team for free. So if you just take advantage of those 10 licenses, work together with Reliance, they'll take you through the process of it. One thing we've noticed as well is that most nonprofits in Africa are not correctly registered legally in the country of operation. And, to take advantage of these things, because we are trying as international organizations, we are trying to avoid corporates, stealing these licenses. We need to validate and verify that you're a nonprofit legally in your country. But if you don't have a nonprofit number or, or a community, even a community-based organization identification, you can't get access to those things. So we've seen that being a big hindrance to, someone is attending the room, they don't have a legal operating license as a nonprofit. You're trying to help, but you can't really help. You've held our hands. So it's important also to make sure that you followed the legal process to be identified as a nonprofit, so that you can take advantage of what is being given. In other developed countries, that's hardly a challenge. You will not find them, lacking the right legal documents to identify them. So they quickly take advantage of what you're giving. So they encourage you as well, please get the right documents so that you can get access to this. And even the ones that are free, you don't have to look at even the ones that are being charged. Just focus on the four. Just the Microsoft Business Premium. If you have more than 300 users, you have almost 300 users, you can take Business Basic. And Reliance is here to help you even with the free licenses, because it's important to them to assist the nonprofits. Of course, the hope is that you'll grow because of using this technology. You'll grow enough to buy. We have faith that by taking advantage of those grants licenses, your nonprofits will grow and become bigger, so that you'll be able to buy. So let's take advantage of these things through registering in the right way.
I want to ask whether you've read the history of the founding of Microsoft, and that Bill Gates started in his parents' garage. Probably when he didn't have a license, but that's. But to be serious, if a non-profit is not registered, that should be a no-no, really, right? But in the space where you actually operate, which is the startup world, that's usually the way it starts before it now takes form. So I'm just saying things about perspective, because when there's a shift, you must understand that shift. And that's why I said there has to be deliberate and intentional nurturing, by your partners that are on ground, if they think non-profits should go on this journey. So, but let's put that aside. So I'm interested in what this qualification will be for some of these grants you are talking about, aside from registration, because I think that registration should probably be fundamental. But aside that, what other things would you say you'll be looking at? So the non-profits here match that, they'll say, oh, right, I think we are good to go. And if they don't, they can also say, maybe in the next 6 months, the next 1 year, we can start working towards that. So we need to
understand. So the Reliance team will actually take you through the registration process. For those who have at least access to your laptops right now, we'll be able to guide you through, because it needs to be done by someone in your domain. For one, you need a domain. You know, you can't access Microsoft technology if you don't have a, you know, whether it's a .org or a you know, you must have a domain for you to get access to licensing, Microsoft licensing. So for those of you who have already a domain in existence, you know, your nonprofit domain, we'll be able to take you through step by step right now with the Reliance team on how to take. So that's another requirement, a domain, that you've registered a domain, whether it's a .org or a .com, but it's a nonprofit domain, and then we take you through the process. I think those are maybe the requirements we don't say enough, but they're actually necessary. Maybe another. I'm trying to think of anything else that may be needed, but usually it's just the registration documents and now the domain that you need to take advantage of it. Yeah, and so I think with that I can probably hand off to Sarah to take you through.
What I want to say is from the viewpoint of efficiency. And,
sorry, let me not interrupt. Could you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Adani Lola of the Family Youth Foundation. So, because we are talking about empowerment now from you, and we are also talking about people like us who empower the society. So I think it's so good. It's maybe part of your package already. It may not be, but I think it would be good if you can also empower organizations like us to kick off with laptops. If you have laptops to give us. So I have one, and I'm sure EDs and people in the year also have one. But then for the team, it will really help if you have something like give out.
Got it. What we've seen, because also digital skilling has become, as you said, very important, and having devices is now, because internet connectivity has penetrated now a lot of rural Africa. The problem now comes in devices, in how accessing the internet is. And we've seen a lot of even corporates, because, you know, like in corporate organizations, they can't use their laptops over longer, maybe than 3 years, just for compliance reasons and the likes. And we've seen a lot of corporate organizations donating to nonprofits. Those devices, maybe after the ones that have gone out of support, they usually, I am still using my out of support computer right now, because I've not yet migrated my data to the environment, because I still use it. But we have seen a lot of corporates now collecting those and giving them for nonprofit causes, just because of the impact of digital skills and the way it's shaping the world in future. And I think that's a program a lot of nonprofits should see how they can partner with corporates. Of course, buying a device is an expensive venture. It's buying a fish.
Inflation is crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I think taking advantage of programs like those can be valuable. Of course, licensing also becomes an issue. We must wipe out our licenses because it was on our domain. Then you can bring in the nonprofit free licenses that you have on the device. So I think those are programs we must start taking into consideration. So we're encouraging a lot of especially through as corporate starts foundations, especially the banks, the large banks. Many of them have foundations, which they're trying to see how they can impact. They are doing this work in collaboration. Maybe organizations as Access Bank, I'm sure Diamond Bank, maybe they're starting those kinds of initiatives, and their laptops are a very big resource. And we are educating them around how they can pass this on to nonprofits for the work that you're doing. So let's see how you can collaborate together with that.
I also see how you can help us.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'll give a round of applause. Thank you very much. Right about now, I'll be doing a very brief introduction of Reliance, because we understand that this is the first time most, if not all of us here, are interacting with us as an organization. So we'd like to explain who we are, what we do, and how we help nonprofit organizations harness technology in amplifying their social impact. So just give me a few minutes. I'm trying to share my screen. Thank you. Okay, so yes, the theme for today's event, amplifying social impact with Microsoft Cloud. I'm sure Wanjiku said a lot, and I'm sure that we have also gotten a lot. Also, let me at this point mention that you can also schedule one-on-one sessions with us. So if you'd like to take this conversation further, you can just schedule a session. We'll be having a tea break later on, but during that time, you can just tell us when, give you a link, then you can schedule a session to be virtual, so you don't have to be physical again. So yes. So thank you for joining. So we have people joining in online. So all our virtual attendees, thank you for joining. My name is Sarah. And so for the virtual attendees, please, this presentation is recorded. I know someone asked if you can get the slide. You can get the slide and also get the presentation. So you're not just reading through, you're listening to what was said. Yes, so we have this session being recorded. And all attendees online, you're muted and your videos are turned off. However, if you have any questions, you can ask using the chat window. I'll be sure to provide answers to them. All right, so yes, our speakers, of course, we've had Wanjiku. She has spoken with us. She's our partner development manager at Microsoft, and she's also our partner at Reliance Ecosystems. All right, we have Tony Taishi, who is the Microsoft solution expert. He's here with us. He'll be taking us through a fundraising demonstration, right? So you have a hands-on experience of how it is at the back end, right? So we have Andy Everechukwu, who is the Vice President, Plunge Smile Foundation, also a non-profit organization, sorry. And he'll explain how, I'll just hold this, and he'll explain how we are partnering with other non-profit organizations, right, to drive and to amplify their social impact, meaning you can also partner with Plunge Smile Foundation. I wouldn't say much about that, but please wait till the end. And of course, he'll come up to speak. Then we have Edith Achibong, who is a program coordinator for Modiva. Now, also Modiva is our tech arm that is about skilling. So I know that some of us have questions around, oh, my volunteers or the members of my staff are not very technical. That's where Modiva comes in. We're going to explain how you can take courses free at no cost to all nonprofit organizations. So you, your members of staff, you get the training for free. But I won't be going deep into that. Let's wait till the session. Okay, so right about now, let me just give you an introduction. So we're having an introduction. This is the agenda. We have an introduction. Wanjiku has spoken already. I'll be speaking about Reliance and who we are as an organization, what we do. Wanjiku has spoken about Tech for Social Impact Vision. I'll just do a little bit of recap for those of us just joining. So then we'll move to the fundraising, engagement, volunteer management. Then we'll speak about Modiva, Educate and Plunge Smile. And then we'll have another question and answer. So right now, we're going to be having the introductions where I introduce Reliance Ecosystems. And after the Reliance Ecosystems, we do a mini tea break. When we have a tea break, then we come back, then we'll talk about AI. You know, remember the theme, right? Amplifying your social impact with Microsoft Cloud and AI. So while Wanjiku was speaking, she was mentioning a lot of times that I'll come back to give you a very detailed explanation on AI. So yes, after the tea break, we'll be having that session. So please stay with us. All right. So now Reliance Ecosystems are who we are and what we do as an organization. So Reliance, we're an ICT organization with our physical footprints in 10 countries. Our headquarters is based in Canada, but we have physical offices in Canada, United Kingdom, Pakistan, UAE, Botswana, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, Egypt, and of course, Nigeria. We have a physical, okay, please give me a minute. You need me to do this. Is it better? Okay. All right. So we have physical offices, like I mentioned, in 10 countries, and we have digital service reach in 50 countries, meaning we don't have a physical location in 50 countries, but we are present in 50 countries. All right. So and what do we do? Why we create enduring partnerships with our partners, our clients, our customers, and we align our success strategy with their own corporate objectives. And we assist customers to leverage technologies in creating unique value propositions and also much less competitive positioning in their various industries. Now, the fundamentals of our business, why do we do what we do, right, is built around winning with our customers. Most of the times, we find it awkward to refer to them as customers because we see our relationship as more of a partnership. So we are partnering with organizations, tech organizations, financial institutions, educational institutions. We are not streamlined to only a particular set of organizations in an industry, right? We are open to all industries and we help them leverage technology. So irrespective of your industry, we help you, we assist with your goals, right? And so at Reliance, we measure our success by the quantum of the progress we've helped our customers. So your success is our success. We ensure that it's not just about buying and selling with us at Reliance, right? We understand that once clients see buying and selling, they can tell, right? We are more for value, right? So what value are you as an organization gaining through this technology? So we don't just stop at the point where we have you just leverage our solutions. No, we also assist you to ensure that you maximize it and it gives you the return that you intend for it. Okay. So that is what we are all about at Reliance Infosystems. And so our achievement, of course, if we are all about value, people will recognize that we are all about value and we get recognized for that. So we've been a Microsoft Partner of the Year 3 times in a row. We're the Partner of the Year 2023, 2022, 2020, 2021, and 2017. All right, we are also Sophos Platinum Partner and a lot of other achievements that I would not go into right now. All right, so yes, we are Microsoft Solution Partner Delegated. We are Microsoft partners for the infrastructure, for data and AI, digital and app innovation, their modern work, security, business applications, and Microsoft Cloud. What this means is we deliver solutions under these delegations, right? So if an organization needs a data and AI solution, we are certified by Microsoft to provide this solution. Yeah, so that's what that's for. Then our success pillars is business transformation, operational excellence, and protection assurance. Now, for organizations, one thing about organizations is they want to make progress. They want to make sales if they are a salesy organization, right? And operations, they want smooth operations within their ecosystem, right? So this is our success pillars, and we know that this is the way we have also helped many of these organizations to leverage technology to ensure that they are great, they get their goals, they achieve their objectives, right? So this is our business, and I wouldn't go so much into this because we're going to go to the meat of today's session, right? And that's technology for social impact. So I'll be speaking on a little bit of that. Manjiko has spoken a lot, so I wouldn't want to like just go over and over again. So I'll just speak a little bit. Now, for Reliance, now she spoke in terms of technology for social impact as a whole. I'm coming in as Reliance, giving you that solution, right? So now we understand that many nonprofit organizations, if we did a survey right now and we ask, what are the challenges you faced? I think we can do that. What are the challenges you face currently as a nonprofit organization? Can anyone just tell me, nonprofit, what are the current challenges you face right now? Fundraising, thank you very much. That's number one. Okay. What other one? Data management, great. What other one?
Volunteers.
Operational efficiency. What do you say, sir?
Committed volunteers.
Committed volunteers, exactly. So now I'll be explaining all of this. So now we've seen that nonprofit organizations face all these challenges, right? You're facing challenges. How do I get volunteers? How do I get donors? How do I retain those donors? Because it's different to get them. It's different to retain them. What do I show them as proof that I am actually, this nonprofit is actually the nonprofit we claim to be? How do they know that we are not siphoning their funds? Funds management, right? So all of these things, we understand that there are challenges that your nonprofit organization face, and we're here to help you, right? So we've understood that the volume of giving has also gone down. It's no more like the way it used to be with nonprofits and donations. Right now, it's more digital. People want to say, okay, show me the proof of what you've done before. Give me a document that explains your year on year or your donations. Am I the first donor? Donors are going to ask you that. Am I the first donor? If I'm not the first donor, how many donors have you had? What have you done with the money? So how do you explain all of this to them, right? So that's why this Tech for Social Impact program is here, right? To guide you, right? To take you through the process, to better position you to be a digitally inclined nonprofit organization. Because right now, the donors are moving from just the normal donations. Oh, we send a mail, then we send some money to your account. They're more digital. when you get your donors, you need to act. You need them to act fast, right? To get it done immediately. So how do you make it easy for them, right? So these are things that we'll be talking about. Also, we understand that staffing crisis, volunteers. How do you get volunteers? How do you manage them? How do they understand your objectives? What do you need them to do? They're not tech savvy, so what do you need them for? Do you understand? So I'll be talking about this in the subsequent slides. Then also affiliate layer. So now this is the new business model. This is technology for social impact, as Wanjiku had explained. This is us investing in your nonprofits. This is Microsoft investing in your nonprofit. And what do you get? You get affordable technology solutions. She has given you the pricing, right? For the business premium, if you are not a nonprofit, you pay $22.50 per user per month. But for nonprofit organizations, you get 10 users free, right? So you don't have to pay anything at all. Also, capacity building. How do you build your employees? How do you build your volunteers? How do they know what to do? How do you help them leverage technology? How do you make them technology inclined? Do you understand? So also, you have a partner ecosystem. You're not left alone, right? Once you are in the technology for social impact program, you're not left alone. You have Microsoft partners who are here, Reliance Infosystems, to assist you on this journey. So you're not doing it alone. In case you want to, okay, for example, Teams, like you said, CRM, I don't understand CRM. There are courses that you can take for free, right? So I'll be explaining that later. All right, social investment model. So all of this is investing in your social and your nonprofit so that you can do what you want to do, drive social impact, reach more children, more families, depending on what your nonprofit is all about, right? So this is us saying we need you to be able to focus on what you want to do than focus on technology. Do you understand? How do I do this? How do I go through this? We're handling the process for you, so you can just do the action. You understand? All right. So now she had explained this, so I wouldn't go into this, but let me just do a little bit of explanation. So now, because of what you said, fundraising, also management, how do we manage our donors? How do we manage our volunteers? So yes, this is how you do it. So now with this program, we are enabling your team's day-to-day work. So your team members can, from wherever they are, work. So they don't have to be physical with you, like in the same space, in the same office, right? We are hearing about remote working and it gets the job done. So how would you, because we understand that nonprofits have a lot of projects. So you might have people in another state doing something else, another state, but how do you meet with them, right? You can meet virtually. And that's what this Microsoft 365 business premium license is doing for you. So you can have your Teams meeting wherever you are, as many as you are, right? You can have your conversations, you can chat, all in the workspace and all for free under the Microsoft 365 Business Premium. Do you understand that? Okay. Also for Power BI desktop, this is about data. It's for your data, your analysis, like the Excel and all of that, but we are past that now. We are now Power BI, right? So how do you get the analysis of your data? Because one of the things that we've come to understand that nonprofits, donors ask nonprofit is, can you give me the data? Can you show me what you have done? Right? Can you give me an analysis of how the impact you've achieved in, okay, how long have you been in business, if I say it like that, or how long have you been established? So what have you done within that time frame? Power BI helps you with that, right? Okay, so also Azure, you have Azure service credits, meaning that you can migrate on cloud. So you don't have to have an on-premise data, like a data point in your office. For example, you might not have a physical office. We expect you should have one at least, but you might not want to have like your data sources in one place. So we are saying, put it on cloud. And with that, you get $2,000 free Azure credits, right? So also Power Apps. Now, for nonprofit organizations, some nonprofit organizations want to create applications for donor giving, for volunteer management, for projects, right? There can be an organization, a nonprofit organization, for example, I knew about at a point, wanted to create an application for donation of clothes. So they don't have to go room to room, house to house to ask you to donate clothes, right? So we need an application where people can just volunteer to donate their clothes and we can just come pick it up. So you see, we're creating a seamless operation. So with that, you can do with Microsoft apps. So you can create applications. And you might say that, oh, I do not know how to create applications. I'm not a developer. You don't have to be a developer, right? This is a drag and drop feature. because in Microsoft, we have the Power Applications and Power Pages for your website, to create your website and all of this. So you get that even as a non-profit organization in the Technology for Social Impact program, right? And you also get Dynamics 365 Sales and Power BI. Now for Power Apps, you can connect with other business systems. If you're doing a donation, right, you can connect with a third-party system, maybe a bank or whatever payment structure that you're looking at. So yes, you can connect with other business systems, databases, and other applications. And you can also, it helps you with your app development. It makes it more efficient and secure. So you're not scared of security, you're not scared of hackers, you're safe, right? And so you get all of this at $5 per user per month, as opposed to a whooping sum if you were not a non-profit organization. All right. So I'll just be moving on. So she has explained this. I'll be taking you through this very soon. So I think right about now, yes, I want to show you how to create your profile. I'm sure that some of us will want to create our profile. And one of the, that's why we asked that you have your e-copy of your CSC document. I believe that we have that, the e-copy of your CSC document. Yes. So I think there's a link that I would share right now. So please view your phone, your laptop. Thank you. I just want to get the link to that. Okay, so I think I can just read it out. So nonprofit.microsoft.com. www.nonprofit.microsoft.com. We can do that on our phones or our laptop. Yes, okay, I'm not great. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay.
It's coming. It's the door.
Okay. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Here, please, so that I can take you through the process. So can you see my screen now? Yeah, so this is what you should see when you log in. So each spheres /twice nonprofit.microsoft.com. Are we all here, please? I'd like to know so that I know if I should move on or hold on. Feedback.
Yeah, so
Okay. So just scroll down. Please, are we all there? No. Okay. So, it's the dot. Nonprofit, the Microsoft.com. Are we there? Okay, please. Are we waiting for anybody? Please, if you're not there, yes, wait for me. Let me. Network.
Yes.
Network is bad. Okay. How about you connect to mine? Just connect to Sarah. This is Sarah. Are you seeing me on the thing? Okay, so Sarah, that's the password. Sarah twice, all small letter. Are we all connected? Sarah, okay, yes. Okay, that's- So just scroll down. So are we all there?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we still wait for anyone? You just scroll down once you get to the page, scroll down. You'll see apply for nonprofit grant and discount. So applying takes about 10 minutes. So yes, you can. Are you there now?
She'll click on the apply and
Yes,
start.
please. I'll do that now. Let me just check. Okay.
So we already have the account. Not the friend.
Oh, sure, fine. Microsoft portal. Are you signed in?
That's what I'm trying to.
Okay, so yes, so just click on apply now. So your experience is not going to be same as this because all right. So tell us about yourself. So scroll down and fill it in. Your organization's point of contact, that's you. So you put in your first name. Your name is not compulsory, but your last name is. So first name, last name. I'll be putting mine here. Sarah.
Question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we are doing this on the flash. Some people are representing the organizations, probably some certain capacity, and they need a more senior person.
Person to do this.
So I want to know whether later on this can be changed or once it's done, it's fixed.
And once
Right.
it's done, it's fixed.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we need to understand what goes behind this, right? So, in terms of communication, right? If the wrong person, picks that, and there will be a disconnect. So, I would rather probably you had a sandbox for us to just do a practice and then discard, and then we can ask
Okay,
an
so-
organization and say, this is the person that's the good person.
Maybe just to give feedback. When you setting this up means that you become the admin, like the IT admin.
Oh,
Of the
well, I don't know what it's meant for,
Yeah.
whether it's supposed to be the if it's the CEO or the ED of the organization that you're expecting to register, or the next person. So I don't know. So we need to understand.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It becomes what happens after this is that now the tenant it goes to the administration of the tenant goes to the person who does this registration. So for one, it needs someone, maybe it depending on how your organization works, your nonprofit works. If you have the registration documents, the person with the visibility of the registration documents needs to be the person filling it in, but also the person who will be able to deploy However, you can change in fact, the admin of the tenant can be transferred to someone else at some point. So I think it's valuable. If you can do it now, it would be really helpful because you can transfer the administration of the tenant to someone else later. As long as you just have the documentation, the registration documentation, I think you'd rather go ahead with it.
Okay.
Right. So, put in your contact email. Okay. So put in your contact email, then your contact location. That's where you are right now, Nigeria. And yeah. Are we all here? Can I move on?
Yeah.
You want me to wait for you? You can just wait for me. Are you good? Let me- The Wi-Fi? Yes, Sarah, just connect. Connection failed.
Yes.
Okay, let me just connect to my connect.
It's okay.
It's connected now. Shoot now. Let me see. Let's try again. Let's try again. You're not seeing my name at all. Can you say now? So Sarah, all small letter. That's the password. Okay, so can we move on to the next step? So this you just put it. Paste it. Next. Going to the next now. So you can leave this on.
If I can that everyone.
Please, are we all here, please? No.
You have addition.
Yes, connect to mine.
I'm going to use your wife. Still select. Read it later.
Okay. How about you use Microsoft? Let me get comment. Let me. anyone still facing challenges with Wi-Fi? Pop that in. Like,
For Reliance and my so when I was registering, I was asking whether I could bring other members of our team along, and was told that there's only one person. So if this kind of exercise has to take place and it's more like the tech person that needs to handle that role, it would be good that reform so that at least that person comes along.
This, yeah, so maybe it should have been easier if you like have a scan code, something that you can just scan now.
okay, I can help you with that. Are you having a challenge with logging in?
Yes, putting the whole code down. If I could do that the other time, I had expired. It's not me valid.
So this is where you are. Show you.
Yes, no issue.
So that I can show everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're having in just project the Wi-Fi, just like an audio get it. Yeah. So click on your Wi-Fi button. Can you see my screen?
No, stop.
Is it up now?
Yeah.
Okay. So just go to your Wi-Fi setting here. Click on Microsoft Guest. You see MFT Guest. So MFT Guest, just click on your Wi-Fi icon. Then okay, so please just go through the connection instruction. You can connect MSFT guests. Just connect to that. Then the access code, if you request for the access code, is Reliance Infosystems TSI event. Space between everywhere. Yes, I'm projecting it. Reliance Infosystems TSI event. So Reliance space.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm trying.
Yes, that's it. That's correct. So click on event.
You should disconnect from Zero.
Yeah, you can.
That's if that
That's
one's
if it's not working for you. You can just move on to the next.
Yes. You can
So click on event attendee code. You
Reliance,
see three buttons. Click on events, like one green, one
Reliance.
info systems, TSI event. Are you good? You don't want to.
So you're good. So just open another browser. Who else has any challenge connecting? No. Write it the way it is. How about it? Reliance space ecosystem space TSI, all comes TSI. Then space event capital E And was right is the way it is, yes. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, yeah, good. Sure. Wait, you're trying to leave. You're not. Um, she said they already have an account, so those have like no. You have to start a parent. No, you said I think she already has an account. They already have an account. Does that apply, or do you need to?
Okay, if you logged in, yes.
So you
She already had us. She doesn't.
If you don't have it. Yeah, just for the one.
Code is not coming. What code?
Your
The
email.
verification code.
Just refresh.
Refresh. Email, right? Or email.
Yeah. Confused by the different. Give to access the technology.
Okay, so I'll be back to.
Sarah, the postal code society.
Okay, 111010001.
That's what everybody should use.
It's Lagos, so you can just use the same postal code. But if you can check, let me check online for you.
One,
Just check. You can use the same thing, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yes. But you can do 1 then 00011 as postal code. You can also do 10005 to 100005. Are we all here? Are we all with this process?
Yeah.
This stage, yes. So just enter your code, put your to verify your email. So put your email address, the one you imputed in the previous step. If you don't get it immediately, just refresh. And then once you verify, to take you to the next step, scroll up. So now the next step is tell us about your organization. So now here is what's your organization's legal name? That's the name on the CAC document. What's the name on the CAC document as it is? Write it. It is. Please note the name you use. It should be one on your CAC document. Are we all there? Okay, so I'll just be giving Let's see. Let me- Can you hear me now? Try again. Can you hear me now? Okay, so please put in the organization's legal name. So let's do Zero Love Foundation. So put in the address. I'll just be putting one of these. So put in the address to your non-profit organization, your physical address. It's not your home address, your office address. So I'll just be using one here. So street address too is not compulsory. Then you move to the city. Lagos, if you're not from Lagos, from Ibadan, your city, then your state and your postal code. So after that, you put your organization's website. Are we getting it up to this point?
Sorry, seeing it has to be format.
Yeah, so HTTPS.
Microsoft.com.
No, not Microsoft. It's just telling you that you should have the HTTPS. Yes. So just do HTTPS as I did here. Please just look at it. HTTP colon / twice. Then your nonprofit's website. Ma'am. Let me know if you have any. They just have which one to yeah, so this was the first. Okay, so are we all here? Can I move on? Are we all up to this point? And please put in your phone number, not your personal phone number, your organization's phone.
No problem.
But please, you should have access to that number. You should have access to the number now. Put in the number you have access. Yes, are we here? Can I move on? Please, can I move on? Can I? So yes, your registration type. Your CAC number. So you're not inputting it yet. Just click on the Corporate Affairs Commission. So here, put your CAC number at this point. Have you put anything? Then you upload your document. So the e-copy, just upload it using the upload document.
Optional. Don't have to.
We don't understand what you're saying.
I have what? Okay.
There you go. It's not the best.
Right now.
Then you should have it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It may seem a bit painstaking that we're walking you through this exercise. That's not the intention. The whole idea of doing this is we've had sessions like this in the past. And what we've observed is that when people attend, they never cross this hurdle. It's a 5 minute hurdle of filling 2 forms and uploading the document. And it's usually the main and major step towards being able to access the free technology grants. So what we've always experienced, and that's why we're trying to unfold you through this process. For those who have the documents and are able to see it through, we encourage you to please see it through after today. But from experience, I'm not trying to paint everybody with the same brush, but we've gone through this exercise many times. People will tell us, oh, when we get home, we'll tell the next person, and then you start calling to find out, have you done it? And it really never happens. Why? We really don't know. And so that's why we're going through this exercise. So if you can painstakingly into it, if you have someone who has the document that you can upload, the whole essence of this is that at the back end, like my colleague Wanjiku mentioned, TechSoup will simply go through a validation process. So there's an entity that Microsoft works with that validates that you're a duly registered nonprofit. The moment they validate that, they provide a tenant for you where you will now have access to the technology offers that has been highlighted earlier. So that's the whole essence of working us through. So don't get tired. It's just the only thing here left, if you have come this far, is to upload the CSC document, click submit, that's all. Yeah. And then you wait for a correspondence from Microsoft to come into the email that you have provided earlier.
Yes, sir. I've done this.
Yes.
Then I scan, then I was to upload, then it says that there's no space on my phone. Then it took me back to the beginning. Now, okay, under the uploading and documentation, it puts optional. Is it possible to skip that? So if I could skip that, then I can get this done. Okay. So it puts optional there.
No, but you need certificate. That's what they need to verify.
So if you don't put this, you need to put this.
I even have this. I have everything. I've scanned the certificates. I have soft copy. I have hard copy with me right there.
Yeah.
So, but then after scanning, it says that no space on my phone. Then it took me back to the beginning.
So it probably wants you to do it on a laptop.
Yeah.
Maybe a memory. It's a phone.
Yeah.
Space memory. But I would encourage you, if you can, to just see this. Because we as your technology partners, we cannot take you to the next step in your digital transformation journey if you do not cycle out of it. So it's very, very important. For those who already are onboarded on the TSI program with Microsoft, you don't need to go through this exercise. Do you understand? What we would be talking to you about, if you have already onboarded, is how can you begin to tap all the value locked in the platform that you have been enabled on.
Is it possible to give access to someone else?
After this, yes, you can transfer the you can transfer, so it doesn't have to.
How do you transfer them? By adding an email address or phone?
Yes.
And there's multiple admin, right?
And then multiple admin.
Typically, it's one at a time. What can happen is that you can switch admin.
Because
the admin levels are graduated, but the super admin, which would be the person that does this, can only be one, or we can switch data in time.
Is that one person?
Please, I want to ask.
So
After going through
why
this,
for graduated, it's because the secondary admin would not have the level of access as the first person.
okay, so I was asking,
Dedicated,
let me allow you to finish. Okay. So, after going through the last form that was showing on the screen, I was brought here. We had the ask for the domain. So what domain are they asking?
Okay, so so is this how you put it in the first slide?
Actually, with that full name of the
The rest
these are our acronym. Okay, should I?
But I think that domain is
They will,
domain you want to create.
yes, that they'll for you, so they'll give you
Not-
suggestions, not access. So have you? So we're in step 3 now. So put in your phone number. I suggest they call me options so I can be fast. Are we okay? You're fast here, so are we okay, please? Can we move on? So you just click the call me option. And so you get a call from Microsoft with your verification code. Text, yes, fine. Can use text. I just wanted it to, so they're calling me now. So just because I wanted it to be faster. So
Text.
Oh.
now. Yes. Let me see what that's for the call because you're calling me now. Microsoft just called me. Yeah, so put in your number.
Number you have access to right now.
But this one you have active right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Username, is it going to be a personal name?
No. The foundation name. So you can do admin at. Please. Okay, so your password, you're creating a new password. So please note your password. Please note your password. You're creating a new password. You have to write it down, copy it, send it, keep it somewhere safe. So this is password used to access this account. So please. Yeah. So you're creating a new password. And you create one and confirm your password. So password must contain at least 9 characters and 1 symbol. So username admin at. So please, the organization domain should be what you put in as your organization's name in the first slide, in the first page. So remember I did mine as Sarah Law Foundation. So that's what is on my organization's domain. Are we all here? Please let me know when you're here or if you're facing any challenge.
Stage 3.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yes,
I don't know
put this phone
personal.
number. Yes, they're going to call. So click the call me option after you've repeated your number. So you get a call from Microsoft telling you the code that you should. Is it faster? It was slower for me. That's our advice. So you can do text or call, whichever.
You have to assign.
Okay, okay.
Text.
Okay, text. Yeah, I'll use my. So you can use the text. then you confirm your password. Then you create your account. Are we all here? Any challenge? So create account. So your organization name and your email address. So your email address will be admin at the name. So just hold on after you create. I'm going to redirect you. This is the final stage. So we've gotten, if you've gotten to this stage, then we have Microsoft has your details and your non-profit organization will be vetted. So you just wait. So your registration is complete and now it's in review. Now you get a mail between now and 7 days time, telling you that you're now onboarded on the portal. So meaning you have access to technology grants and all of that. Okay, so is how many of us are here right now? How many of us have seen this? Okay, who else? After you create an account, this is what you should get.
You got email. Yeah. And go to the browser where you browser.
This is the mail you got after MC.
Thanks for registering.
Okay, so yeah, I'm telling you that. So yes, you're waiting for your eligibility result. You just wait for, so you get another mail from now, between now and 7 days time, where you can now start process. So this is, your non-profit is now being in review. So once it's been reviewed and you are verified, then this.
And when you get that confirmation email, I encourage you to please email Sarah at relianceinfosystems.com.
And that we put up.
Yeah, please. You will do that right there. So that for those who are not able to get on board the technology offers themselves when they get the email, we can enroll you through a virtual call to do the new.
Yes, please. I hear me at Reliance System. Reliance use my first name. Okay, so yes, so I hear me at Reliance Infosystem. So you can just send me a mail and we can have a one-on-one session. So after this, we're going to go for our tea break. So I just want us to be, I want to be sure that we've all got into the registration page and we've all registered. And all we are waiting for is the review and for permission. Please, once you're done with that, please, and once you get the mail that you of your eligibility criteria, please just reach out to me via email and I'll be sure to respond. Yes. No. This is my personal mail, work mail. So you get a quick response with this.
Sometimes ago, I've registered with text and been verified. Does it mean that they are verifying separately?
So is it the same non-profit organization?
Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to register again. Once you've registered, were you onboarding all the Microsoft? Yes, Microsoft. Okay. Different. Oh no, no. Sure.
So you need to do this again.
Yeah.
What's this? No, not this. This is to tell you. So if you check your email right now, yes, you get an email that you've registered and that your nonprofit is being reviewed. So after that, you get another email from now and in between. So the response on that email is what you should let me know. Okay, so right now we're going to be on our tea break. Please note that our tea break is for 15 minutes. I will be back. Yes, please. So our tea break is for 15 minutes. So please my colleague will come in to show you. We're going to be using the lounge to have our tea break. Please 15 minutes and we are back here to continue with the event. So please, I hope we are all sorted out with this.
And please, let's stay behind after the tea break because there are quite a lot of other things beyond this exercise that is very important to you all present. Thank you.
All right. I hope that tea break was a little bit refreshing. So welcome back. We continue the event right about now. Before we go into conversations around AI and Microsoft Copilot, I would like to show you a demonstration of the back end. I remember someone mentioned fundraising, right, and engagement, how you engage with your volunteers and your fundraising. So this is going to be the back end tour, right? What you get as an admin, how it looks like, right? So we've already signed up on the Microsoft portal. So we're showing you how it will be at the back end, right? So I wouldn't be doing this presentation. I'll be calling on my colleague, Tony Toby Taishe, who will be giving a demonstration. And so please, with a round of applause, let's welcome Tony.
Tony, there's a Microsoft solution experts. I'll be taking on the Microsoft fundraising and engagement. So, cost of, as we all know, the Microsoft fundraising and engagement is powered by Microsoft Dynamics 365, and it helps non-profit organization. It helps the best practices of non-profit organization. It helps non-profit organization take care of their needs. So, one of the major challenges we have in a non-profit organization is to manage engagement with their donors and also to track donors, which is very, very important with the non-profit and organization. So, first, we'll start with this. So, this is the guide. So, we'll explore the new features of the fundraising and engagement solution. Look at the dashboard, the AI capabilities, how it can help to attract, retain, and grow your donors in your nonprofit and your supporters also your nonprofit organization. Let me. So the fundraising and engagement solution, so it helps you to attract, retain, and grow your donors. So let's look at this demonstration let's look at it through a day as a director, which is Alexa, in a non-profit organization whose main focus is on maternal health and vaccination. So Alexa's non-profit organization controls over 200,000 donors. So this can be overwhelming. So with the fundraising and engagement solution, with the dashboard capability. So over here, you can see the campaign dashboard. As we all know, campaign in non-profit organizations to raise more donors and also to get more donations. So over here on the dashboard, you can see the campaign dashboard. You can see the campaign overview. So you can see this is the campaign overview, the campaign name, start date, end date. You can see the total cost. You can see the ROI of campaigns. You can see this dashboard here. You can see all this health education fundraising. You can see this donors construction for health education. You can see the health education performance data. So all these data are gotten from the solution itself. So all these data, they are from the donors. From the donors. So you can see managing campaigns and donor revenue trend, health non-profit organization drive fundraising results for their organization. So with all this, so it makes it very easy for Alexa, which is a director of the non-profit organization, to get a quick view of how the campaigns are doing in the non-profit organization. So let me see. Let me think. So this is another view of the dashboard. So the last view I showed was the campaign overview dashboard. So this is another view of the dashboard. So in this dashboard, you can see the recent major gifts received in the non-profit organization. So you can see the donor names, you can see the designation in which the donations are going to. And over here on this bar chart, you can see the gifts received greater than $5,000. So you can see all this here. You can see the opportunity in the current physical here on this chart here. And here also you can see the open opportunities from the first stage, which is the qualified stage, to the last stage. And then you can see the gifts received greater than $5,000 also at the month. So you see additional dashboard in fundraising and engagement provides an overview of recent gifts and gifts sorted by designation and gifts resorted by solicitors. You can also see status of open opportunities. So you can see your open opportunities here on the dashboard and timeline of gifts received for past several months. So with the dashboard, with the dashboard capabilities of this fundraising and engagement solution, you can see all the data in the non-profit organization. You can see everything in your non-profit organization once you start using this solution. So now let's go to another part of this solution. Yes. So this is another feature of the fundraising and engagement solution. So these are contacts. So this is an example of a contact. So contacts, they are individual donors in your non-profit organization. So over here on this part, you can see the contact information. That is the individual information. You can see all the first name, the last name. You can see the designation, the designation of the contact. You can see the maternal health designation. You can see the recurring gifts. So over here, these are the recurring gifts of the contact, the last gift amount that the contact, that is the donor, has donated. You can see lifetime giving. You can see influence, live giving channel. You can see membership, and then supporting objectives. So these are other designations which the donor has donated to. And then another beautiful feature of this organization is the timeline. So the timeline, there are activities between the donor and the organization. So in the timeline, you can send mail. So instead of you going out to your email and start sending your mail, so with this solution, so it's very easy with the timeline. Just go send your mail and you get your mail. Send it to your donor, you get your mail. You can also book appointments. So if you have an appointment with a donor, you can book it here on the timeline, book an appointment with the donor, and it will send you a reminder of the appointment in due date when the appointment is coming up. So yes, this is a beautiful feature of this organization. So you can select recent major gift received with donor. So all this, the fundraising and engagement has all these capabilities. Also, another feature of this solution is the payment schedule. So this is the payment schedule. So in the payment schedule, you can see the recurring donation. You can see the contact address. That is the individual, that is the donor that is donating to your organization. You can also see the currency if there are different currency. And then you can see the recurring schedule. That is if the donor has a recurring payment schedule with your organization, your non-profit organization. So then you can, so it makes it very easy for you to track your donations in your non-profit organizations in this payment schedule. Okay. Let's move on to show this solution. Yes, another view again, this is another view of the dashboard. Like I said earlier on, so the dashboard is the representation of data from the solution itself. So this is the maternal health designation. This is another view of the dashboard. You know, earlier on, I showed you the campaign dashboard. I showed you the donation dashboard. Those are the gifts. So here you can see the maternal health designation dashboard. So it shows you all the maternal health, all the donations, all the donors in the maternal health designation. So here you can see the book date, you can see the name of the donor, and these are also the charts, the bar chart of opportunities in the fiscal year for the maternal health designation, and you can see open and manage opportunities in the in this dashboard also. So it makes it very easy. Like I said, we are looking at this we are looking at this solution from Alexa, who is a director in the non-profit organization. So Alexa can just go here anytime on the dashboard, check for the view that she wants, and she can just get data from any of this view that she wants. So it makes it very easy for her. So the solution is very easy to use, and also it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Let's look at another feature again. Okay. So in the Microsoft fundraising and engagement solution, we have what you call opportunities. So opportunities are potential donors in your non-profit organization. So of course, you would have potential donors in our non-profit organization. It is normal for us to have potential donors. So here in this opportunity, so you can register your potential donors in this opportunity. So this is an example here is an example of this potential donor. So you can see the topic, you can see the potential donor. So this is the name of the potential donor, the currency, and then the estimated amount in which the donor wants to donate to your organization. So you can also see the source campaign, you can see the appeal, you can see all this in this opportunity. So of course, there are processes in your non-profit organization for potential donors. So you can put your process from the qualified stage up onto the closed stage where the potential donor becomes a donor in your non-profit organization. So, and then also Alexa also, which is the director, can also select managers also. So you can also select managers to track. Of course, as a director in your non-profit organization, you cannot be chasing all your potential donors and all your donors. So you can just select a manager who can be in charge of this donor. So the manager will be the one interacting with the donor and also get a very close relationship with the donor to donate in your non-profit organization. Let's put another so, right. So the Microsoft fundraising and engagement solution is also integrated with Microsoft Teams. As we all know, Microsoft Teams, I believe everybody here knows Microsoft Teams. One way or the other, we've used Microsoft Teams, whether in our organization or just for communication to talk to people in our organization. So it is integrated with Microsoft Teams. So you can chat with your donor with Microsoft Teams, and then also you can also your manager also as a director you can also your manager can also chat with your donors also with Microsoft Teams. So let me show you. So this is a team chat between Alexa, which is a director in the non-profit organization, and Greg Winston, which is also the manager. So Greg Winston is a manager for a potential donor. So Greg Winston is probably managing the relationship between this non-profit organization and the potential donor. So you can see this chat between Alexa and Greg Winston. So it is integrated with Teams. You can just use it to chat with your managers or other people in your non-profit organization. All right, so okay. So this is another dashboard. This is another dashboard. So I believe we are all together. All right. So this is another, sorry,
The four items were enlarged.
to enlarge this. Okay, so this is another dashboard. So this is the fundraising overview. So this dashboard, it shows the overall the overview of the non-profit organization, the fundraising overview, the overall fundraising overview of the non-profit organization. So over here, this dashboard here, you can see the active transactions. So these are all the active transactions in the non-profit organization. And then you can see all campaigns and campaign templates. So these are all the campaigns and campaign templates. You can see how they are doing, and then all the gifts received. So you can see the gifts received here on this pie chart, and then you can see all gifts received also with the managing donations, and you can see recurring payment schedule on this pie chart here, and also you can see the recent gifts received. So these are the recent gifts received. You can see the donor name, you can see the originating designation. That is where the money is going to. All right, so let's go to another future. All right, this is another dashboard also. Oh, okay, sorry, this is the campaign. So the campaign, as I said earlier on, campaign is very important in our non-profit organization to get more donors for more donation. So you can see this is the campaign dashboard. So you can see all the campaigns and all the campaign templates. So these are the received, these are the revenue by campaign goal versus actual. So you can see this here on the this bar chart, and then you can see all the campaigns. So you can see this is the name of the campaign, the non-profit organization. You can see the status reason if the campaign is still proposed or if the campaign has been launched, and then you can see the date that the campaign was created. So at this point, are we still? I believe we are still together. All right. Please, I need your response so that I can know we are together. Thank you. Right, so this is another opportunity. Yes, so this is the maternal health opportunity. So you can see the topic for this opportunities for maternal health. So you can see the potential donor, as I explained earlier on, the potential donor. So you can see all this here. So another feature in these opportunities, we have the timeline. So in this timeline, like I said, the timeline, you can interact with your donor. All you need to do is just to go to the timeline, you send the mail, automatically when you send the mail, the donor is going to get the mail. You don't need to go back to your, once you register your email here, you don't need to go back to your email and log in again. You can just send an email from here to your potential donor, book appointments. You can also record phone calls in this timeline here. And then also tax, you can assign tax to someone in your non-profit organization on this timeline to track this potential donor. Maybe you won't be available to track the donor and there's an appointment, you can just send a tax to the manager in your organization or somebody in your organization to track the potential donor. So this is the timeline is a very beautiful capability of the fundraising and engagement solution. All right, so another integration with the fundraising and engagement solution is with your sales, the Viva sales integration on Outlook. So you can see here, this is a mail that has been sent to this donor. So, and then you can see if you click the track on dynamics, automatically it takes you to the donor's information on the fundraising and engagement solution. So you don't need to, the integration is very easy. You don't need to go out and come back. Just everything is all integrated in the fundraising solution. And then also over here, you can also get highlights and summary. So here on this side, you can see summary, you can get highlights. Maybe you just see the small summary of you and the donor. So you can get it here on this highlights over here. So lastly, this integration also, this is another showing you another integration, the Viva sales integration on Outlook. So the fundraising and engagement is integrated with this Outlook, this Viva Sales Outlook integration. So it's very easy for your non-profit organization to just contact your donors and make relationship, get quick relationship with them. So you can see with the fundraising and engagement solution with the AI capabilities, so it's very easy for you as a manager or as a director in your non-profit organization, or also you that you're in the non-profit organization. If you have access to this solution, you can just make decision fast. You can go to the dashboard, get what you want from the dashboard, easy access, make the right decision in your non-profit organization, and you can also use the AI capabilities also for better forecasting in your non-profit organization. So I'm done here. So thank you very much for listening. So I'm going to call on my colleague back, Sarah, to come and continue with our presentation. So I hope we are all right. Thank you.
Okay, so I can see the different platforms that you do, the different dashboards.
Yes.
Where I don't know if there's a way we can almost like log in and see where it is.
Oh,
You understand? Like
yes, I
it will
understand.
help us to know how to access us.
So you
Understand.
So yes.
Almost
I
like
think-
it.
I think- You know, you want to get a feel of how it will look like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that much now. So you can schedule a session with us and we can have you. But right now.
So that everybody can. This dashboard is on the solution. You need to log in to the solution to get to the dashboard.
So what you're
Okay.
not,
Is it
yes,
part of-
yes.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, I'm showing you like this is what you should expect at the back end.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So when you log in, sorry.
Okay, so I wanted to ask questions. You're talking about integration, making
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah.
Does the solution also take cognizance of the fact that some of your contacts might not be using Microsoft Windows? Or someone that is using Google Meet, for instance. I used to use the solution to reach. Then also I saw some infographics that I also transferred the infographics, like I want to make a report. Right? I remember when she was making the presentation earlier, said you can use it for your reporting and all that. Can we also download these infographics and use them as support?
Yes, the reports, you can download the reports. You can download the reports. And then for the phone calls, you cannot use it to make phone calls, but you can register your phone calls log. Like for example, you make a phone call to somebody, you can register, how will I put it? You can
Details of that
the
conversation.
discussion between you and the person, so you can register it on that timeline.
And then the configuration, because I remember you used the maternal health.
Yes.
Can you configure it to suit the kind of?
Yes. Your non-profit organization can switch to any view you want on the solution. Any view, we can put the view you want on your.
Tailor it to.
Yes, you can tailor it to your non-profit organization. The view can be tailored to your non-profit organization. Maybe you may not have maternal health, you may have something else, maybe vaccination or something else. So we can make the view to that vaccination. There are different ones that we can use. So you just go to the solution and change the view to what you want to see. Any other questions?
Yes, I think part of the reason why the question came as to access the environment, perhaps because of the visibility. So it's the link to what he has shown you is publicly available. If you go right now to your phones and type that guide.microsoft.com, you will also be able to have access to everything that has just been shown. It's publicly available. It's something you can look up by yourself.
Any question at this point? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Penny. So right about now, I will continue the presentation. Yeah, something about AI. Yeah, so Copilot for Microsoft 365, your AI assistant at work, and how you can leverage this solution for your day-to-day activities as a non-profit organization. Right, so I'll be giving you a brief breakdown of, yeah. So now I'm sure we've heard of ChatGPT, we've heard of AI. What is this AI? What is this Copilot that everyone is talking about? And how would it help my organization? And how would it help my nonprofit organization scale? What is the benefit of this AI? So this is what we're going to be talking about. So just a brief explanation how we are explaining that generative AI technology is here and it's here to stay. Now, for the past 16 years, it took Facebook 4.5 years to reach 100 million users, right? It took internet in general 7 years to do that. It took mobile phones 16 years to get to 100 million, but it took ChatGPT 3 months. And that's because people need AI. People need this artificial intelligence tool. And so Microsoft is Microsoft is saying that with this, we are embedding this into your solution to ensure that your nonprofit organization can get much work done at a faster rate. It's a productivity tool that is helping you as an organization, and the impact is real, right? So this is I won't bore you with this. So now, what is this Microsoft AI Copilot for Microsoft 365? Now, 87% of organizations believe that AI will give them a competitive edge. With AI, members of your staff can do so much more. And I'll be giving you a deep dive into what is going to help you as a non-profit organization do with Microsoft 365, right? So so how much is Copilot worth to users? 96% of users that have tested Copilot have said that they will be disappointed if they no longer have access to Copilot. Also, 83% said they would not want to go back to working without Copilot. And 47% said access to Copilot, of course, will definitely influence their choice of employers. Meaning, if you are helping me do my work, I can be more productive. I can be more effective, right? So we're going to tell you how you can leverage these solutions for your nonprofit organization. Okay, so now preparing for the era of AI as a nonprofit organization, what are your organization's goals for using AI, right? What are your organization's pain points that AI can address? Now, a lot of us that are nonprofit organizations, number one thing is fundraising. So how are we writing to those donors? How are we getting them to talk to us? How are we getting the data? How are we customizing our proposals? All these things, right? You as a decision maker for your nonprofit organization, you have an insight to what donors would like to hear, but not all your volunteers, all your members of staff have that knowledge, right? So how do you duplicate that into them, right? You don't have to always be there with them. You don't have to handhold them all the time and tell them, okay, this is how you should type this. This is what you should say. Why not give them a tool that can help them with it, right? So that is what AI is all about. That's what Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365 is all about. So what does your organization have a data strategy in place, and does your organization have the necessary infrastructure and resources to support AI initiatives? So once you come in to the Technology for Social Impact portal and you have Microsoft 365, you have the necessary infrastructure to support Microsoft Copilot, right? So now, what is this Copilot? Copilot is an AI productivity tool that uses machine learning algorithms to provide real-time suggestions. So now, once you or members of your staff are interacting, you get the response immediately, right? So, and it is not, you're not going to a third-party portal or application to chat right where you're doing your work. So if you are working on Word documents, you can interact with Copilot on Word. If you're on Outlook, you can interact with Copilot on Outlook. If you're in Teams, you can use it in Teams. Do you understand? So I'll be giving a very detailed explanation. So yes, it's integrated with Microsoft 365. And those are the office, what are the office suites? Outlook, your Word, your PowerPoint presentation, right? So these are the solutions. So it's a revolutionary productivity tool that seamlessly integrates with your Microsoft 365 applications such as your Word, your Outlook, Teams. So we'll explore to get the most of its features, and I'll show you a little bit of video for them. So yes, these are the applications that has Microsoft 365. So Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams. So now, what does this AI tool help you with? This productivity tool, it helps you with running your business effectively. It also helps you in growing your customers, in your case, your donors, right? Building your brand, building your nonprofit organization, and of course, scaling. We all want to reach more people. We want to cause more impact in people's lives, depending on what niche you are in. So you want to scale, right? So this tool is going to help you with that. All right, so now for Microsoft Word, now Copilot in Microsoft Word provides you with real-time suggestions as you type. For example, you're sending me a mail as a donor, and you want to ask me, to donate. Then you delegate to a member of staff or somebody, a volunteer, for example, and you say, okay, send a proposal to this person asking for donations. Now that person does not have to sit down and start drafting out a proposal. On Word document, you can have Copilot create it for you. So I'll give you an example. Now, with Copilot in Word, this is your messaging. This is the Copilot dashboard. It's integrated in your Word document. So as you are in the Word document, you have the drop down, the Copilot tool there. So you can just click on it and say, oh, right. So this is Copilot. So we plan to base our grand opening message. So please, can you write me a proposal for this, and this, depending on what you're asking for. And Copilot will bring a draft for you. So I would like to play a video. Let me use my laptop. I'd like to play a video. Please just watch. Let me know when it's playing, please. To end.
Michael, are you still busy?
Hi Solomon, we can hear you. You would like to mute at this point. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I'm having difficulty saying it.
When you've written a paragraph in shorthand, you can highlight it and click Rewrite. Copilot then offers several alternate options to choose from that are all written professionally, and it can translate wordy or complex paragraphs into digestible visualized tables. You can even use Copilot to add a column with extra data, which it can complete automatically. Copilot also makes you the expert on any document. Simply ask the question about the content, and Copilot will provide a concise response.
Okay, so what this is trying to tell you is you have this Copilot integrated with your Word. So as you are working, it can even review what you've written already. It can also help you draft professionally what you want and what you require. So let me play it again. Just for us to,
When you've written a paragraph in shorthand, you can highlight it and click Rewrite. Copilot then offers several alternate options to choose from that are all written professionally, and it can translate wordy or complex paragraphs into digestible visualized tables. You can even use Copilot to add a column with extra data, which it can complete automatically. Copilot also makes you the expert on any document. Simply ask a question about the content, and Copilot will provide a concise response.
show you
Options to choose from that
see the Copilot where my cursor is hovering over. So it's integrated in your Word document. So that's where you're going to find it once you have it on your Word document. So you just, as you're typing, as you're writing your proposal, you just click on Copilot, right? And you can ask it suggestions. You can ask it to rewrite. You can also ask it to write afresh. Just give it prompts. So you have to be very articulate with your prompt. Okay, write a proposal. So it writes a proposal and give it details. So yes, with Copilot, you don't have to now go and check ChatGPT. Oh, ChatGPT, can you suggest? Then now copy from ChatGPT on your phone or now start typing it. You don't have to do that. With Copilot, it's integrated with your Word, with your Microsoft 365 Office suite. So you have it on your Word, you have it on Outlook, you have it on everything. So this is for Word. I'll be going to the next one, which is Outlook. So this is for mails, right? So for Microsoft Copilot Copilot for Microsoft 365 would help you in providing suggestions to your users as they compose their mails. So if your team is sending a mail after drafting your proposal, you told your team, you've read it, say, okay, this is good to go. Send a mail to this donor, right? They don't just send the document you requested for. Of course, they'll add something. Hello, sir. My name is this. I am coming from this. Would like to request. So that prompt, Copilot can help you with that. So your team does not have to now sit down and say, okay, how do we draft this mail? How do we type this mail, right? So with Copilot, you get that in Outlook. So as you are on Outlook, you get the prompt and you can ask and to give you suggestions. So I'll be moving on. Let's see. So Teams, yes. So Teams and Copilot. Now, because we want you to have a very, very effective conversation with your volunteers. So we believe that once you have finished your validation process and you have access to these tools, you also have Teams to chat with your volunteers. You have Teams to chat with your members of staff. So if you go on leave, for example, as the CEO or founder, how are you sure that the things you missed are not missed forever? So with Copilot, you can also get like a review of conversations you've missed or conversations that has gone up. You know how we can comment on Teams and every message is up? Yes, you can get a review. You can ask for prompts. Okay, what was discussed in this group? And it will highlight it for you, right? It will highlight, okay, this was discussed. These are the key points. These are the next steps. It gives you that in Microsoft Teams. So you don't have to go to a third-party team right there in the group chat, right? So with that, you can also write messages. You can type, if you want to answer, you get prompts, right? Okay, how do I respond in a professional manner? We understand that our volunteers might not be as professional as we are, and we want them to like start seeing those things, or members of our staff, our employees, right? So you get prompts, right, that can help you provide suggestion. It also checks your grammatical spellings and errors and helps you with that too. So I'll be moving on. This is a video too. I would like to play this video.